I got back from Poland. As we will premiere tomorrow a documentary, I went to Poland not to concentrate on the Holocaust. I thought I understood the Holocaust. I tell you now, until you have stood in the gas chamber, you have no idea the evil that was the Holocaust. But more importantly, it's not enough just to remember the Holocaust, because it has happened time and time and time again. This will be the generation that stops it dead in its tracks and says, never again, we mean it. I went to Poland not to understand the Holocaust, because it is beyond understanding. I went to try to find out what happened to people. What happened to them? I don't care what language you speak. I don't care if you have a prime minister or a dictator or a president, or you live on a mountaintop. You know what is right and wrong. What happened to where an entire continent, and then this continent, goes insane? How did that happen? I met a little old woman. She would not be on tape. She let me record her voice. Oh, how I wish she would have let me take videotape for my children to see. She was 16 years old. She was one of the righteous among the nations. 16 years old. She was in the ghetto. She was a Christian. Someone came up to her and said, "Please, I'm hungry." She said, "Come back tomorrow. I'll bring you a bowl of soup." You have to understand that at the time, in the ghetto, the Poles only allowed the Jew to have 230 calories a day. If you fed a Jew, they not only killed you, but your entire family. If you heard gunfire and you opened up the curtains and you looked outside, they would kill you and your entire family. I looked at her at the very end as we were getting ready to leave. And it wasn't for an interview. It was person to person. I told her that I believed that all of us had that seed of righteousness in us. All of us are born being good. All of us. I asked her, "I fear the evils of the past are coming. We all have that seed, that sapling of another tree that should be planted at Yad Vashem. It is an abomination that there's not a forest around Yad Vashem." I asked her, "What is that seed?" She said, "We all have it." I said, "How can we water it?" She said two things. One, God. Two, remember, she said, the righteous didn't suddenly become righteous. They held on while the rest of the world went over a cliff. My message to you tonight is the same that Moses gave to us. Remember all that God has done for you and teach it to your children because they didn't live it. Tonight, remember and couple it with last night. Love for the individual. Remembrance of the past, both good and bad. And don't you dare let go. We know the difference between right and wrong. Come what may, if the world go over the cliff, we stand fast because we know what is true and we know the name of the God we serve. I met in my office in New York just last week, by coincidence, a man who Paulina, the woman I met, the little old lady in Poland, had saved. He had never met her. He had never been to Poland. He didn't want to go. It's not that he had put it in the past. He was afraid. Who am I said to him. Who am I to tell you this? Poland stinks on ice. I just got there. It wasn't all that. However, go. Put the past in the past. Don't fear anymore. Fear not. I don't know if he will go, but tonight we're going to share a story of a family that did just that. Tonight you will see a story of a man who left to come here in the 1930s. He left before the insanity took root and swept the world. He came here. His family was annihilated. He finally went back to his home where his family died in Germany to confront the fear. Watch tonight the story of Kleiner Rudy and be amazed at the power of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.